Here.
Lisa?
I'm here.
Joe here? I'm here, okay. Okay, officer committee report.
Just remember that Ernesto.
Ernesto?
I'm here.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Sydney, officer committee report.
I sent out some proposals that I've done for you guys, one for the gate.
Okay, we'll look at the
Those,
gate.
yeah, those were emailed to you as well.
We'll look at the gate proposals and all that, we'll discuss it.
And then also to repair the front wall.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
The two of them is for the two walls.
Correct.
Who's the front wall proposer?
It's SLYMAC is the name of the company.
I have Insight, Access Masters.
This is my
My
copy.
fingers don't work, so.
These are my copies, but here's the copy there. And then there's also one for just the cameras alone. But I just want to mention that.
We only have one quote from to do the
Well,
wall.
because I asked them, we said we're people, and so I'm still looking to get like.
Could you all put the photos in the president's meeting?
Okay.
Okay, I got it here. One of them is for one wall or both of them is for two walls?
Both, one is for one and then the other one is for both. There's two separate ones.
Okay, but one of them is only for one wall. The one.
Which
Yes.
one will we do? We only have one wall.
Two.
There's this side and that side.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm missing the financial report.
She may jump to that. Okay, let me guess.
Because
Okay.
It says
All the way out on it.
Okay, because he brings another one. He gives us another one. My mistake, I forgot mine.
is that by email?
Yeah, I sent it to everybody by email, but she's following the one that she put it before. The one that she
Did you
made.
send us that by email?
I did,
No?
I did. I sent
Yeah.
everything by
We
email,
got
yes.
this by email.
Everything by email.
I got this, I got that.
The agenda.
No, I got this by, on the agenda, I got a long time ago.
He's talking about the financial report.
I didn't get a financial report.
Okay, because I sent it to everybody an agenda, different than this one. You get it?
Yeah, I know.
Huh?
Okay.
But this is not the one that I made.
Right, but we do the plan, you have to send that to us more than 10 days in advance, because these go out.
Sydney, first of all, Sydney cannot change an agenda. She should know that.
Okay, this is a misunderstanding here. Because she put one agenda and I send another one to everybody. And the one that we have, the one that she put.
Corrected.
Huh?
When you corrected the agenda that she's supposed to be using is the one that you sent, and she received also.
Do you receive the agenda that I sent?
I can check if you sent it, you sent it recently?
Yeah. to
Because this
everybody.
is done 10 days prior to the meeting, so it has to be given to me
Okay,
before it is
she
done by
said
the
it has to be 10
management company.
days before the meeting.
Because that's when we do the packet.
She should have done the agenda that she didn't do an agenda where consulting the board.
But
She knows that.
we do the agenda and we send it out every month, 10 days in advance. If you want something in the agenda, you have to send it to us prior to that 10-day cutoff, because that's when the management company puts the packet together. So I have no problem in putting in the agenda, we just need it in a certain
I
time.
don't like the telephone conversation.
What she said?
She said that she already said that 10 days before and nobody
We
make
can't have a
any
meeting,
changes.
excuse me, we can't have a meeting like this.
Okay.
Okay?
Let's have a meeting,
First of all,
let her
first of
know.
all, the agenda is made by the director board, always. Secondly, management cannot make an agenda. All the room
Anybody approve that on agenda? I didn't do it.
Yeah, but we can't run a meeting like this. We need to
But
run
she
a
did,
meeting.
she did know she cannot make an agenda
I give up.
without approval. She knows that. That is the proper procedure have to go through the director board. She knows that, so there should not be any discussion of that.
Ernesto? No,
I'm listening to you, Richard.
I love you, but we can't run a meeting with going back and forth on the phone. So we got,
Okay, put this phone closer, Richard. What you said, Richard?
I said,
I know you're talking.
I said we can't run a meeting with you going back and forth on the phone. We gotta have the meeting, you listen. If you have any objection, when we're finished, you can object to it and then come in. But we can't do a meeting like this, going back and forth with who said what and who said that. No?
No. This is not about the objection. I'm just correcting something that we need to start out and correct it. Saying something that you know, Richard, and I know, and Cindy should know. The agenda is not done by the management company. So all I'm saying is, let's go with the agenda that is presented by the board. Let's move forward with that.
I have my agenda.
Richard, usually,
So we come back, so we reschedule when everyone's prepared, because I'm up to little babies at home and, you know, can we reschedule?
Yeah.
And everyone's on the same page and well prepared, I think that's the best idea, you know?
No, I don't think.
Everyone's tired from
I don't
work.
think we should cancel this meeting. What I think we should do, Ernesto, why don't we finish this meeting without this back and forth? And then, you know, if there's something else that you need to discuss, we discuss it then. But as Richard said, we can't be meeting this way. The homeowners here are getting handsy about the fact that we're not having a meeting, we're having a discussion. So we didn't start this.
Okay. Follow our agenda or that agenda.
You can follow your agenda, that's fine.
Okay.
Joe,
Yes,
Joe,
yes.
I'm with you. I wasn't discussing anything. I was presenting something. But what is her agenda? What is it on the agenda that she has?
Well, it's a little bit different from what we have. But what we're going to do, we're going to follow our agenda. Okay? So let's work on the agenda that we have. The board's agenda, that's what we're going to use.
Okay, let's move forward.
Okay. So let's go to financial report.
Okay, the financial report's very confusing. We owe 97 cents to BB&T because they gave us more money than we were supposed to get. And this is very confusing. But the Valley National Bank gives us a financial report. Their statement doesn't even start out with our balance. Do you see this statement from Valley National Bank?
So we're looking at the actual, the balance sheet.
I'm looking at our statement from our bank account that doesn't even, starts out with deposits, doesn't even start out with a balance like we should. I think we have $56,000 in that bank account.
And the Valley National operating at 71,840.72.
So they don't even start out that way. This is.
The first page is gonna be the balance sheet. And that gives you a breakdown of everything that's in each account.
It's the 8th page.
Richard,
I don't,
Richard.
I don't want to do this. Felix.
Ernesto.
I don't want to,
yes, but the phone goes to Richard. But the balance of the balance, he was saying that it's in the checking account.
okay, we have $71,840 in our Valley checking account. We have 15,000 still in BP&T operating. That's wrong. We can't have $175,000 in Chase.
That was as of 1/31.
I don't care, we never could have had 107. It never had that much money in Chase in our whole life, so whatever they did wrong. No, you need to have your bookkeeper fix that. No,
How much is it equipment takes?
$175,000.
No, that's not correct. Now,
Oh, maybe 15,000. I don't know, I can't read this.
Yes, it's 15,000.
Yeah.
It's 15,900.
15,000.
15,000.
Which we've removed.
They probably removed it this month, but as of the
It's
31st.
15,900.
Okay, so we have.
Remember, everything's gonna run a month
We
from
have
now.
$86,000 in assets, and we have $44,000 approximately in liabilities.
Richard, what's the balance today in the bank?
$71,000 in our operating account. They don't have
Today.
our reserves in here.
The reserve assets are the second set, the 56,266.
Richard, right here.
In Valley, okay, we have the second one. I'm trying to put in assets. What's due from reserves? I mean, we still owe reserve $44,000? We still owe the reserve $44,000?
No.
Or we've already paid them and that's only from last month that we owe them the $44,000?
I'll double check, but the total on the total reserve, so that's combined for both, it's 100,000.
No, that's, y'all are looking at bookkeeping error, no. If we have $56,000 in reserves, it says due into reserve, we owe the reserve $44,000, we didn't pay it, so we don't have $100,000, we still owe the $44,000 unless we paid them, no, this month,
Right.
in February.
Right.
Okay, so we have 50, 70, 71, 86, 86. We have $130,000 no in the bank, and our attorney's holding like 40.
I would recommend, Richard, I would like to recommend that if mistakes be corrected, they should send us complete breakdown correctly by Monday.
Well, I'm not talking to the bookkeeper about the giving us a cash balance, but let's not do this. Let's finish with this one. Okay. Financial report, Scott. No?
You use your
Okay, management report.
We just did it earlier.
No, it was financial that one.
No, but I spoke before he did the financial about all the bids that I'm getting to repair.
Okay,
And
old
replace.
business.
Okay, all business. Work proposals. I
There's
see,
several, there's for the front gate, there's also for the wall repair.
Okay, I'd like to table the wall repairs until I talk to Henry. I'm gonna talk to Henry tomorrow. I've already talked to him about this, about the wall repair. But, no, $10,000 for one wall and
for 10,000 for two walls.
No. 10,000 for one and 5,000 for another. It's,
No, it's two different proposals.
yes, I see, but there's $10,000 is one wall, 9,000 and change, and 4,000, $9,735 is one wall. Seems way too much money. No, and $4,525 is another wall. I didn't even see the other wall broken.
Okay.
But,
We'll discuss the one later
I
on.
want to talk to Henry and we'll talk about that. The gate things, no, are a little confusing, and I didn't get these in an email, so I'd like to read through them, but this one for $39,000 is with those arms that go up and down, which
For
are
all gates.
red and green, which was a very nice idea, but I don't think we can afford $39,000.
What is that? I don't have it.
It was
Right
emailed.
here from Access Masters. Then there's another one, they did, that same company did another one for
Several different ones.
Was it?
What is that? Those are the proposal for the gates?
Yes, the ones
But
that
they
I
have
emailed.
like, everything's,
They just bring it today.
No, I emailed it to you previously. I
Well, I
didn't
never-
want to print 25 pages.
this I've never got.
I didn't get it by email.
I'll re-forward it to you, but I did send it.
I've never done this. But anyway, I'd like to read this before I make any comment on it, because they have two quotations for the gates, one without the blue light thing and one with it. So we're going to read this through and then see if we want to spend the money to put that kind of double gate thing
Okay,
in or
next
not.
one. What about the video proposals? Video camera proposals
I'm sorry?
for the video cameras.
That's in there as well.
That's all right.
Yes, sir. There's two. There's one for Access Masters.
Yes?
We need to back up, because
I don't want to
first we talked about the fence. Richard recommended to table that. Did we made a motion to table the fence issue?
Make a motion, just make a motion.
Richard recommended to table
Somebody make a motion to
you
table
want to
this.
talk to Andrew. Can we make a motion for that? I approve it.
Okay, I approve it.
Well, let's make a motion now that we look back at this and then make a decision later on, but we are not.
But not today.
Not today.
That way we are making a
Yes,
motion.
make a motion,
Motion to table this.
I make a motion table,
I second.
Okay,
second.
it's accepted.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Okay, so the proposal for the gates and the videos are there.
Okay, now the following one was the gate.
What's that?
That was the proposal.
The work proposals are there, the video camera proposals are there. That's the motion. That we approve. Let's go to new business.
You got your agenda?
Por favor, la reunión va a ser así o me enfoque, me tengo que ir, no puedo esperar.
Okay.
Señora, yo le hago una pregunta. ¿Cuántas veces está usted aquí?
En 18 años que llevo viviendo aquí voy por 19, 3 o 4 porque no resuelve nunca nada. Nadie resuelve nunca
We
nada.
need to finish one on agenda.
En español porque no hablo inglés.
Ok, tenemos que seguir una agenda.
We're gonna
Ah,
get
okay.
you people's
Mi amor, pero es que la
agenda.
agenda lo tienen que hacer entonces 20 minutos de que nosotros estemos aquí porque el tiempo de nosotros vale también. Yo tengo cosas que hacer en mi casa, tengo cosas que hacer conmigo.
To ask question.
No, you guys gonna accept it. Why you guys doesn't do the meeting yourself?
Porque para eso estamos aquí nosotros, que somos los dueños, que somos los que pagamos. ¿Cuál es el problema? No me entiendo nada.
Whatever you guys proposing, you do for the meeting yourself.
Ernesto, por ejemplo, que está hablando por el teléfono y no está aquí. Si no está aquí, entonces cancela el teléfono.
The thing is that this has to be unanimous.
Ernest, we have a problem here with the new homeowners.
Just turn it off.
This is not working for us, so we need to stop this right now.
I will call you later.
Could we'll talk to you another time, but I'm going to turn this off right now, and we do our meeting as we normally do. The people here are upset about it, so I'm going to cut it off right now, and we'll call it back and talk about it another time, okay? Okay, thank you.
There you go.
Tenemos que seguir una agenda.
She's just upset because this has to be unanimously. Esto tiene que ser unánime. Las decisiones que ustedes están tomando tienen que ser unánimas con nosotros somos los que
¿Cuántas
estamos
veces ha
haciendo
estado
algo.
aquí, señor?
No, mi amor, discúlpeme, ¿cuánto te lleva en esta asociación? Empezó en enero, yo llevo aquí 20 años así viviendo.
Pero es que
Yo voy a empezar.
No, ustedes no van a callar, porque yo
no,
No, yo no estoy gritando, pero él me está diciendo qué tiempo usted lleva en la reunión. El tiempo que llevo no venga, eso no es problema de nadie. Yo lo que uno viene aquí a resolver los problemas de todos los dueños, en este caso.
Nosotros vamos a estar aquí
Ajá.
cuando toca su turno.
Bueno, pero todo el mundo está protestando por lo mismo entonces, ¿qué estamos haciendo aquí? Que no entendemos.
¿Qué tú no entiendes? Nosotros estamos hablando en inglés.
Yes.
Ajá, yo no entiendo inglés poco.
I have someone coming out to
Ya,
give me a
escucha.
price.
Y cuando toca a ti,
Y ella que entiende inglés, y ella que entiende
It's
inglés,
gonna be whatever.
está diciendo lo mismo que estamos teniendo que hacer de vuelta.
yo entiendo inglés y español, los dos.
But I
No,
have
no,
someone
we
coming out
understand what
to
you're saying, but if you guys gonna accept it or not
Right,
accept
but
it.
again,
I don't know
what
I
you
did the
said.
proposal
Because
that
we're
they have to
mentioning a
approve.
proposal. But
Yes.
she doesn't understand you guys agreed to get back to it later, but without consenting with us to see if we were
But
okay.
they don't
with it.
have to.
No, that's
To make any decision to explain.
Maybe there needs to be a
You can
backup
ask
explain what
us-
the
you
board's
can ask us,
responsibility
it's your
is
turn.
and what
At the end of the meeting,
So it's just-
we just gotta get through the regular business, no, which is, this was regular business, you can ask us why, and we'll answer you, no? The reason is we didn't get this before, it's very complicated, it's a lot of money,
I understand.
no? And we need to read it, step by step, to see if we wanna spend this much money, no, on
I
the
agree,
kids.
I
Eso lo
agree.
entendemos.
What I don't understand is when I have a meeting at work, I prepare myself for my meeting. And when I'm at my meeting, I present everything and I place everything on the
Alright, to be
table. This has
professional.
been a disaster. The one on the phone.
Es lo mismo que estoy diciendo yo que entiendo poco el
The
inglés.
agenda is not correct.
Estas son cosas que tienen que hablar en
You're
la
back and forth
mesa,
with her,
un día antes,
with
dos,
somebody
y
else.
venir aquí ya con
It's a waste of my
cosas.
time. I've never been like a believer of association. This is the first time I'm here, and I'm here for a valid reason. Otherwise, I would not even be here. I could care less for it. I mean, it's deaf. It falls upon deaf ears because you have things that you want to make. Look, did you see down the street how black, pitch black? It feels like you're in a cave. They
Do
don't
you
put
guys,
lights
do you
there.
guys see
They don't do
the
anything.
rules that
We
we make us in the
pay
cars?
money and money.
Like a month and a half ago? Do you guys do something with that? I have it in my cameras over here.
They bring
I
it
have a couple in my cameras.
Folks,
And you guys did nothing.
hey, could we get back to the agenda, please? Could we start the agenda, finish the agenda, then we can talk about, you guys can talk with what the problems are, okay?
Can I just say something? Before you start with the agenda, because I think there's some confusion as to the orders and like when you're making motions and why the audience is not a part of, maybe explain why that's a part of the process.
The
That
board is
No, the board makes the decision, which is fine, but everybody needs to understand. I think that's part of it. Because yeah, you didn't have a chance and that happens in a lot of meetings. But just understanding that these recommendations need to be tabled and it is only unanimous for the board to decide. And later on, once it's agreed upon, then it's brought back to the group. And I think just the clarity is all that's missing.
Yeah, when we're finished with our meeting, y'all can object and give your opinions. No, and then when we have a meeting the next time, we're gonna take all those recommendations into account before we do anything. We're not spending your money just to spend your money. That's why we tabled this, because we really need to read it, because we only got it today, which we should have gotten it in an email before, so we could have all read it, but we didn't. I have no email, you can read my emails, you can see. I
That's
didn't
with
get
the
it.
new company, or you guys are with the old company? I don't understand how this
We're not
works.
any company, we're the board of directors of your
And you guys
association.
have always been here.
Not voted on by any of you because nobody will come to a meeting. This is the biggest meeting we've had all year, because nobody will come to a meeting to vote.
So you've been part of the
They
members?
have.
They have.
They have for a
Okay,
very
I've
long
been here
time.
for 30 years, so,
Okay. 28 years.
It's been a while, yeah.
no, we just want the neighborhood to run smoothly. We don't want everybody to yell at
It's just
us.
everyone's tired, everyone works, and
We are
we're here,
too.
we're listening to a conversation with the members.
We
back and
don't
forth.
get paid.
Yeah, that's
Free.
that should not have happened.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, so it's-
Yeah, that's not.
That should have happened. I tried to get it to stop
I know.
as soon as it started, no? Okay, can we get?
By the way, for your information, that was the director of the association. So, I mean, he's part of the management committee, okay? That's why
That's why you try putting your.
Yeah, exactly, but he's not in the country, he's overseas. He called it from Nicaragua. It's called, that's where he came from. Okay?
But it doesn't work like, you can't do that. That's very just annoying.
Yes.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
We can tell him anything after the meeting.
We go forward.
Yes.
New business, you have new business.
Dog stations.
Okay. Dog stations. Go ahead, talk about it.
Okay, I recommended the dog station for that area over there, we don't have none, because we got many problems with dogs. This area has some. And in the bulletin that we received yesterday, they said that the people who are working with the dogs, they need to pick it up the popo and put it in the stations. So in
Okay.
that area, we don't have it.
I drove your neighborhood today. If you have other recommendations, I'll hear them. But I heard, we need one by the mailbox on, I think it's 87th Avenue, all the way down near 200th Street, no?
Yeah, but
We need one, but there's a sign, but there's no doggy station. We need one there. Where else are we gonna put a doggy
In
station?
the other
Because I
main
drove,
road, in the corner of 186.
201
Another one
Street where the
at
fence
the end of the
needs to
way.
be put back up, there needs to be one there.
do we have a park there?
There's no park there, there's enough grass to stick one there because there's a lot of people that don't pick up their dog.
Y la area es al lado, pero-
And
We
they
could
say
put-
there's
we
no
could put a dog-
signs
we
and
could
they
put
say
a
there's no
doggy food-
bag.
We could put a doggy food station on every single corner in the neighborhood, which just makes the neighborhood look like garbage. We could do that, and there's still people don't pick up. Since we put the doggy station back in my house, I know, because I'm right on the lake, so when they go down to the lake,
I
2/3.
recommended 3 for the whole
One
area over
out
there.
of 3 people pick up their dog much better than before, you know, and put it in the thing. Not everybody does, and they're not going to. It would be nice if they did, but they don't. I love dogs.
If they don't have the chance to do it, how they are going to do it?
The ones that are gonna pick up are gonna pick up, and the ones
They're
that
gonna pick
aren't.
up, but we can't put doggy food stations all over the
I'd rather
neighborhood.
invest the money in something else.
I will vote to put one new one. No, and if you wanna show me another area, I'll go look. But I haven't, I drove because of you today, I drove all the way 201st Street, all the way out and down, no, and I couldn't see another place to put one that really had enough common area that you're not gonna make it look like another one of those signposts that I wanted taken down that didn't get
I
taken
think
down.
on 200 Street, it's a long street, there needs to be one there.
Okay, why don't the board take a physical look at the areas that we think needs, is, and then make a decision whether we're gonna put this there, one there, or where. But let's not sit here and discuss, you know. Yeah. Let's take a look at the station, make a decision to put what where, and that's it.
Yeah, we'll all go together.
Yeah, exactly. We can do it.
Okay, next one, pool rentals. I asked you for the contract for the last rental for the pool, you didn't give it to me.
Right, but I sent it to Cassie, I don't have that information, I will double check with her.
Silly.
But if I'm
That
not,
you are the manager.
Felix, but I do not do the rentals, I will get it for you, because once she puts them in, she puts them into the unit owner file.
You are the manager. We only deal with you. And ask you to give me the contract to check it out because something went wrong. And then I wanna see it.
I will have it for you tomorrow.
Do you hear the reason?
Yes, I do. What's next?
Okay. Security concerns, they are not here.
Los security dice hay uno.
Yeah.
Security is here, outside.
he's outside.
Yeah, but we have to make a meeting today, no?
Hold a second. We had a plan
We're not here
to meet with the security company in case we have problems with that. We need to set that meeting up.
I tried, but he is out of town, he's out of the country.
Okay.
Yeah, but let me ask you a question. Why do we have 1 month asking for a meeting, nothing happens?
When is the gentleman coming back?
He's back, and as I said, I requested, but he's out of the country.
But when do you request it? 30 days later?
But I told you that he was coming back in February, and I requested it in February. He came back in February.
It was 1 month ago, we are here in the meeting, we said that. That we are meeting with the security.
Yes,
You
and
just
then
make
we
you
had
try
a
to do it just
conversation.
today. And that was impossible because the security is traveling outside the country.
And again, they don't inform us of that, so
So
how
we
would I
have to
know that
hold
he's
that
out
one
of the
too.
country?
Okay, resident concerns and resident questions.
Fast.
No, this is the agenda that I made.
Yeah, go ahead. Go.
Okay.
What do you want to start?
Instead of,
Yes.
Well, before we get to that, is there any way possible that you guys can put a light pole in this corner right here? I drive sometimes at 5 or 6 in the morning and it's so pitch black, you can't see a thing. I think there should be a light, that's a common area, this street, once you leave, you exit the pole, the 186, that's the main street.
84 there.
84,
Very
it's
dark.
pitch black. It's scary.
When you
You
get
can't
out,
see
when you
anything.
get out, just take a look.
You can drive
Block for
through.
him.
You know, I think that would be,
We can make a recommendation to put a light bulb in. I just want you to know, it takes a very long time. We can do it.
Oh, whoa.
We can do it tomorrow morning. But Florida, we need to get approval from Florida Power and Light. Then we gotta buy the light bulb, have the base set. And then Florida Power and Light has to come in and draw wires after 9 permits. Not teasing. That's how we did it
I
the
mean, it's a
first.
common
We
street.
had no
and
lights
there's
when we
wiring
first moved in the
everywhere.
neighborhood. We had no lights on any street. We had to put them all in. No, and it took us 3 years.
Oh, I understand.
And it wasn't because we didn't have the money or anything to do. It's just because Florida Power and Light makes it very, very difficult. We'll go look at your area. Is it in our neighborhood though?
Oh, it's
Yeah,
straight,
right here.
straight over here,
Yeah.
Main Street.
Common street.
As of the second house here by the lake, that's not our neighborhood anymore.
No, it's right before it's right by your house.
Yeah, the poles they're actually there, the lights are just burned out, they're just burned out.
So it's an exterior place.
That's
Yeah,
the
but you see the
problem.
whole-
Okay.
The lights are burnt off.
Okay.
Common street.
I have a
next to our
question, I have a
pole.
statement. If you see something like that and it's an FPL light, all you need to do is contact the management
No,
company.
yeah, so all you do is call
And
me.
we will call FPL and have them come out, but I'm not here at night, so I'm not gonna know that the light is out. But if you call us or you email us and say, hey, the light is on the corner of here, or it's in front of my house, this is my
Okay,
address,
I'll get your contact info.
we call FPL and we follow up with them until they come out.
If it's just a
Now,
bulb, we can
don't
take
feel
care
that
of
they're gonna come in a week. It might take a month, but we know that it's an issue, and we will follow up with them consistently until they come out and get it taken care of. But if you guys don't let us know, we
We had a whole bunch of
won't
lights go
know.
out because of this last little teeny tiny storm we had. No, and some of the things, the transformers burned, which we had to, the one
But
right
that
out
one's been like
here.
that forever since I can remember. It's been way before the storm. Now, I have a concern. I don't know if you guys can help us with this, but we paid double association fees in November and December when the changes came into effect of the change of companies. And we pay the new homeowner association company for the month of November, December, and the old company also charges for November, December automatically. So I contacted the new company and they told us that from those 2 months, we only had a $98 credit because I believe they're charging us a $30 return payment because I tried disputing it. But we paid 2 months, double.
Hey, honey.
This is what you do.
Yes.
Give me your address, I will look into it for you, because
You said the first, you can
typically,
just peruse it.
Yeah.
Did we finish your?
I don't know.
Before we started with people?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's happened to anyone, you guys.
according to
Because I had,
My
I
neighbor
thought I
said
saw.
People were enrolled automatically and I spoke to
did you see,
Kathy.
okay?
And she told me, you have a credit of $98, but we paid $128.67 times 2.
Okay.
It was 98. So I'm thinking that from the $30 return fee is where they're deducting.
Yeah, that's $30
They're-
that,
But we shouldn't be deducting because I have proof here on my phone that we
But
paid
did you call and do a stop payment on a check?
that was tough.
with the
Yeah.
old company.
Yeah, but we
With the old
did it in January.
But then
Yeah, no, but
here's the check.
you're gonna still charge you the
No. In December, here's the check that was sent out in December, and look at the memo, that was for November and December to the new company.
Yeah.
So even if I stop a payment on that, this was still already in effect when I made that stop payment.
Yeah,
This
It makes no
they
sense.
charge us
Twice.
from the
Twice.
old and the new one.
You have
And we got-
Cassie's email, correct?
Yes,
I'm
I
gonna
do.
give you mine as well.
Okay.
What I need for you to do is email me the bank statement showing where the payments came out, because that's the only that
And
we're
the
gonna
check
be
stubs,
able
I'll show you
to.
the check,
Oh,
the copy of the check.
Right, but you have to email it to me, I'm not gonna be able to.
That's okay, no, that's fine.
I'm gonna send it to you right away.
I have a question. We used to pay before 128.
Sir, we're going in.
Okay, no problem.
Are y'all finished?
No, the other thing is that we get it brought
Send it to me, Andrew.
like 3 or 4 weeks
Send it to her
ago
and CC me,
in
so
my
I know to
house
follow up with her.
for like, was like 4 or 5 kids.
Thank you.
Once. we get robbed
Oh,
over
this is
here.
consistent, like, it's happened already a couple of times, they just,
I've
the
been
whole block,
3 times.
okay.
Yeah. No, I got
was in
the
the house,
house.
and police said, why didn't I shoot the kids? I said, because they were
Wow.
kids.
That's one of the
We gotta
reasons
call the police.
why we need to have this meeting
Security
with security
cameras.
company. Yes, you're not the only ones. We've had
It's okay.
other residents here that have the same problem. So that's the reason why.
They stole my phone.
No,
with all their- with all their telephone numbers.
They're getting this going over here, smoke cocaine, smoke marijuana, the whole night, and nobody does
But
nothing.
you do realize that I don't care how many, if we put a guard in front of each one of your houses, still somebody's gonna get robbed. And we can't afford to put a guard in front of each one of your houses. Now, we have a guard with a gate, it doesn't do a lot, it's better than nothing. It deters some people, but most of these people that are robbing your houses live here.
Yeah, no, they're here, they get it to the corner and they smoke
Yeah.
marijuana the whole night, and nobody does nothing with
Oh, when
those
we first
guys.
moved here, we had to call the police multiple times because they were smoking and doing drugs in the corner.
Yes.
We have kids,
In
remember?
the common area.
But
In the
We got rid of
business
them.
parking
Stop.
space.
when it comes to robbery and things like that, really, we used to have, back in the old days, a community watch.
Right.
And there were a bunch of nosy men and women that looked out all the time, which was good for us, you know? But we don't have them anymore looking around. No? We used to have one guy who used to drive around in his car all night, you
If
know?
we wanna do something, the community has to be involved. But 99% of the meeting here, we are alone. Nobody can be here.
Yeah, nobody
That means that nobody cares. And when they have a problem, look at what happened.
No, it's not like that because I got two small kids. And to leave my kids at home, I have to call my mother-in-law, so she has to take care of the kids so I can come.
Okay, but
I'm finished working right now.
But 2 months ago, they brought 7 heads
I
here.
had 2 small kids that are now 40.
I understand, I
So
understand.
you know where we're coming
So
from.
you know what we're doing.
Okay, all right, any more questions?
This lady over here.
A sticker, how do I get a sticker from this lady?
Okay. By the,
Email it to Cassandra. Okay. I'll email it to you.
So are they gonna change the system with the entrance or the cars, the stickers?
That's what we.
Anyone can put a sticker there, any sticker, you think that's the correct sticker?
This is part of it.
Just on the table,
Okay.
so we can read it.
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you, gentlemen, I'm gonna go because yeah, thank you so much for your time.
When you send me the email, just put a little note in there, hey, email me before, and I'll email it to you. You can email it back and she'll put it in there for you.
I don't know
Okay, so
why.
request a form.
Yeah, just
Last,
send it and we'll
last
send
year,
you.
I sent an email
Send the
requesting the
daughter,
station
the
of
email.
repair,
Yeah,
the driveway, and I haven't received any answer.
Thank you.
I have here the email that was sent on June last year.
I have not
Nobody
received.
answered me, and I was waiting.
You can't have an extension for a whole year. Maybe they would give you an
No, no, I
extension.
asked for the extension on the repair since last year, and
I
I was waiting. They said, yeah, it's gonna take time, but it's been almost a year, 8 months.
Señora,
Nobody answered?
Nobody answered me
Señora.
my emails.
señora. Tú se siento como, you wanted an extension, okay, we gave you an extension now for a year. Now the extension's over.
They give it to you now. They give it to you
No,
We
now.
we're going
But
back.
nobody answered me.
She's
That's
not
the
gonna
reason.
answer.
Nobody answered me.
I understand, but you've already had an extension now for a year,
I
right?
got it right now.
For a whole
I
year.
have the paper
So
here.
you had an extension, so now we're not giving you any more extension. No? Yeah, the extension's over.
I don't have any extension, nobody.
No, you can't have an extension. We declined your extension. You've already got a year's extension. That was enough. A year is enough. You know that you can go out in front of your house and you can look at your house and you can see if your house is up to standards or not. You know, we don't have to tell you. The management company goes by and looks at your house and sends you a report, no, that you're gonna be fined if you don't do it. You asked for an extension. They didn't answer you. But now you've been a whole year waiting for them to answer you. 8 months. You've been 8 months waiting for them to answer you about your extension. Well, now we say,
Extension. I sent the request, I I was waiting, then I was fixing my house inside, because my house inside, it was a mess when I bought it. And then, when I'm finishing my inside, the inside, but I need to do the driveway, but I haven't received anything. I did it with time, but I haven't received any answer.
No, I think
She
she's saying
submitted
that
an
she's,
ACC
the
request.
ACC form
You sent an
request that they
ACC
have not
form?
approved.
Yeah, it's here. I don't know if it's this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is,
And I sent it by email on June last year, at the end of June. I have here the email,
I believe you.
and nobody answered me. I was waiting, I start fixing inside my house, but nobody answered me.
you should have just did it.
Okay.
Ms. Cronton?
You're only gonna paint your driveway?
No,
But it
I'm
says-
gonna repair and
Repair it.
stand.
Stamp it, repair it.
Okay, that's why you didn't get an answer. You need to give us plans, on what the extension you're gonna do.
But I could receive an answer with that explanation, that you need to
Yeah,
send
you need
to
to
us.
send in 60 days, they should have given you an answer. No, have no idea why they didn't, but I can do this right now. This is disapproved. You need to bring us, I'll write on here so you can understand. You need to bring us plans of how your extension is gonna be.
And pictures and colors for everything they are gonna do.
No one told me because, that it was because, we have to ask for a permission to the city, I don't know.
No, to the
Because
city.
I've never been.
No, nothing about-
Community with.
You need to bring us, first, the city is between you and your contractor. They're gonna have to pull plans for the permits for you. Between us, before you go to the city, you need to get approval from us to go to the city. Now, that you need to bring us back what you want, how you want to change the driveway. We don't care if you're just going to repair your driveway, but if you're going to extend your driveway, you're going to, it just says right here, extension. That's why they probably did write back to you and you didn't get it. They probably wrote you a letter back, because that company that we had before didn't email. But they probably wrote you a letter back and said, no, we need plans of how you plan to do your extension.
And
So, no, according to that, where's this violation? According to this violation, no, write back to, again, this violation, with the plans for what you want to do for the driveway, no, and they'll take this violation off, because they'll know you're repairing your driveway. No, you get the contractor, or however you want to do it, to just submit the set of plans he wants to do.
And how many days do they have to get back at her?
How many does it say on the
60.
notice?
Okay, so if they don't
60
get back
for
to you in
completed,
60 days,
of a
then
completed. It has to be a
So,
completed
it
one.
has to be maybe 20.
you have to-
Well, I already disapproved that one, so.
She's gonna send it.
Right, but it's not 60 days, because you can send it in 60 days and it's not complete. It's 60 days of whenever we receive a complete one. So you can send it to me tomorrow, but if it's not complete, your 60 days did not start until you issue a completed one with the plans, the contractor information. That's a complete package. It might take you 10 days to get all that information together, and you've already sent it to us. Just make sure when you send it in, everything is complete, because that's when your 60 days starts.
Yeah, but you're gonna respond to her and say,
Yes,
this is
this is what you need.
it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Okay, next.
Anything else?
You got something to say?
You wanna go there or go?
Okay.
Me? Yeah, so I have two requests that were denied, and I'd like an explanation why, so we can address them. The first one was, well, this one I can't actually tell if it was denied or approved. It was a request for solar panels.
Well, the solar panels, I don't
The
think.
solar panels were.
The solar panels were
Approved
approved.
the solar panels
Approved.
with the, but
That one was approved.
you need to send the plans, because you need to send the.
I sent that in, but according to the letter, it says it was denied.
But we don't do
Because you
this.
need the
We just,
plans.
we have a paper, a different form.
They sent you that because your package wasn't complete. You needed to send the contractors,
Okay, so I've sent all of that, but that's what the response should be. This is what I received. This is all I received. So the response should be, listen, we received your request, you need to provide X, Y, and Z, which I've done now because I talked to the
Right,
property manager.
and it will be resubmitted. As far as the metal roof, that is a board decision. They do not approve metal roofs.
So that's what I want to know.
Yeah, we.
Why?
You see, this is the form and we answer here, approve it or disapprove it, and sign it here.
Okay.
You have to go to the internet.
I submitted
He has
that
all
form. I
that.
have my package.
He wants to know why the metal roof was denied.
He did that. He wants to know why it was denied for the metal roof.
Well, first was the solar, so now we're
The
gonna.
other ones are approved.
They're gonna approve it. Okay. So now the metal roof.
It wasn't approved.
Okay, what the problem with the roof?
You denied it, and I wanna know why metal is being denied.
Because nobody has it here. And you are going to change the whole configuration of the document.
So you're denying it based on its metal or based on the aesthetics of what it looks like?
The aesthetic of the whole community has to be the same.
Okay, so I don't disagree with you, but I'll challenge your definition of aesthetics. Okay? So these two houses sit directly side by side next to each other in this community. This is what I want to do. I would challenge that this two houses look more similar aesthetically than these two houses. And both of these,
The roofs are the same, they're barrel roofs, that's the problem.
but you're talking aesthetics.
The configuration of the whole community is in the barrel roof. So on that barrel roof, that's a plain metal.
That's it.
Well, I'm not understanding your explanation, sir.
Okay.
It has to be a barrel roof,
Why?
because, look around here, all the roofs here are barrel roofs.
Right?
We're not gonna change because you want to bring in a non-barrel roof. That doesn't work. It has to be what we already have here. That's what the bylaws calls for.
That's not what the bylaws call for. The bylaws call for an aesthetics. Listen, I sat on the board for 2 years. I understand. I've been part of this. And I don't want to challenge you guys. I don't want to fight you guys because I understand that the decisions you make have to represent the entire community. I fully understand that. I just want to get to the understanding because you're saying because no one else has tile, we don't want to do tile. But the fact of the matter is what you're saying is you want to do it on aesthetics. And I'm saying this aesthetics, if you look at this, looks more like that than the house next to
Well, let's
it.
change the word, change that word.
Okay?
It has to be similar to what we have here. We can't go out of what we have already out here. It has to be a barrel tiles,
Okay.
period.
Okay. So I'll go back. I mean, obviously you guys don't want to discuss this. So your statement was 60 days, right? Well, you'll notice that my request was put in more than 60 days ago and I didn't receive a response. So how do we want to deal with that?
Was it 60 days of a completed application?
It was 60 days from when it was submitted. There was absolutely no response to me whatsoever for over 70 days.
There was
No
no response.
response. No response whatsoever.
It was submitted, again, prior to me being the manager, because I did have to go back and research. It was submitted prior to me, so I can't speak to the prior manager, and I do apologize for that, because it was submitted prior to me being the manager.
I can show you when it was submitted.
It was
If there was
seen
no-
before, I mean, it should have been.
Listen, Richard, I came here to really discuss this
Oh,
with
you
you
know
guys.
I love you
Yes.
guys. No, you know I do. No, and you gotta do what you have to do.
Right?
Okay, you need to do what you have to do. I agree with you 100%. We made a decision. I spoke to you on the telephone about this before, so it's with no secret. It's not like you're right. I'm not saying you're wrong. You're right. And I explained to you why we didn't want this, because as soon as we do, every other person is going to want to put in something that they think in their mind, is more beautiful. And I know what this costs. I've gone over this with you. We spoke about it. You got to do what you have to do. We can't change our mind about this.
That's what I want to talk to you about, though, Richard. I'm not trying to change your mind anymore. You've already committed to me that you're not willing to listen to my arguments.
I am.
You made your statement, right? So I accept that. My question to you is, I'm trying to be reasonable. I'm trying to be a homeowner. You obviously don't want this. So I'm asking you, technically, according to the bylaws, I am approved to do this.
Yes.
According to the bylaws, you are.
So, what do we want to do about that? Are you telling me I am, so just do it? I mean, I don't want to have a fight with you guys.
We're not gonna say that at all. We would be, shooting ourselves in the foot and the head. So what I'm telling you is you need to do what you have to do.
Okay, Richard, so then...
I can't tell you what to do. I'm telling you that.
Okay, but the question is when I do this...
You're probably gonna get a letter from the attorney.
Right.
And
So-
you're probably gonna have to go and fight it. No,
So, instead of going through all of that, why don't we have a discussion about it?
you can't change it.
Can you
I told
request
you
signature
this.
for all the neighbors? Because
You can't do that, but that's never gonna work. We tried this.
You need 2/3 of the, but it doesn't...
No, that would be
When
easy.
you bring those applications here, I believe it was in December or the meeting was in January, the beginning of January, we told you, we approve your.
I've never spoken with you guys about this.
It's two different people. It's two different members requests. Richard,
She told me, she said.
The thing
I've
is,
never spoken to you guys about this. I submitted it by email to the
Now, this one I know what this is.
So
I have pictures.
the whole point is I'm trying to be reasonable. I don't want to just do it and then get into a fight with you. That's not what I'm trying to do.
The ball is in your court.
Yes.
Do whatever you feel like you want to.
What I wanted to do is have a reasonable discussion with the board about what we could
That if
do.
somebody wants to go and change a color, they go and speak to these.
With your solar
Okay, so
panels
he can go
that
and
we
make-
will approve.
What he wants to do here, everybody will be there, won't be any law. Otherwise, I mean, you do what's in your best interest, no, because, no. We
Understood.
Okay?
Understood. Thank you.
Can I go? I'm sorry.
I got a situation with my neighbor's tree. It's a huge tree, like probably 50 feet tall.
A what?
50 feet tall.
A tree?
Yeah.
What's the address?
But the thing is, all the droppings come to my car. Right now, we are not using half of the driveway. On all the leaves, we just pick it up in the morning, and in the afternoon it's full of leaves. I talked to my neighbor, and he said, the association said that tree can be touched.
No,
They can trim it.
the tree has to be so many foot high, that clearance, so a truck could go through without touching it. If it's not, they need to trim it. And if they don't trim it, you call the management company, they'll go over and they'll inspect it and they'll send them a fine for not trimming. But as far as the trees go, the oak trees and there are a whole bunch of trees in this neighborhood that if you cut down, the city will come in and fine you, thousands and thousands of dollars.
I'm not saying that
It's against the law.
I just said, I mean, it's
Well, you're allowed by law to cut your neighbor's tree from your property line all the way up to the sky. You can cut your neighbor's tree, you're allowed by law to prune your neighbor's tree from your property line, from here, all the way up to heaven. So you can cut the neighbor's tree yourself, you can call it a
the
company.
tree is in his side.
Right, but where are the branches?
The branches that are going over your side, they're going over your side?
Some of them are because it's so high, when the birds are in the top, it goes to my side.
Well, I understand, but you can't do it, that's God, that's nature. I'm saying, es cosas de la
Naturaleza.
Yeah, I do understand that part,
No puede
but
hacer nada.
there's no way I can paint my driveway, I can do nothing. It doesn't make sense.
Yes, you can. I have leaves come all the time. We have thousands of leaves we pick up every day from just today. Today we had, the gardeners came and brought up thousands of leaves from the community. Great big piles they took away in trucks. We do that every month here.
We do
In
it
my
every
house,
day. That's different.
in my house, I have to go out every single day with the power hose to clean off the pupu del pato.
Pero es que ese es el árbol más grande.
Sí, yo sé, pero ese árbol es de viejo, que la
No
ciudad
estamos pidiendo
dice,
que lo corten de raíz, pero sí que por lo menos lo ponga más bajito.
pero no puede, la ciudad dice que no puede. Necesita, tengo la capa ¿cómo se la
Primero
paga?
tienen que hablar con la ciudad. ¿Qué se puede hacer?
Porque es que todos han cortado el árbol más
Es
o
que todo el
menos
mundo ha
hacia el
cortado el
segundo
árbol.
piso de
Se
la
puede
casa.
trinear el 30% de árbol.
They can cut, they're allowed to cut.
Cut the neighbor.
Or they can cut the neighbor's tree, their neighbor's tree. If it's overhanging their property, they can go from their property line all the way up to the sky, and cut all those branches that are hanging over on their yard off, with no problem at all. But they can't make their neighbor take the tree down or do anything with the tree, especially because Dade County doesn't let the neighbor do it.
Pero podemos cortar lo que son los
Todo lo que está arriba, todo lo que está arriba de su propiedad, tú puedes cortar.
Yo vivo, yo les dije a mi esposo, hace un año yo pedí una...
Está mejor si tú hablas con su vecino.
No, es imposible.
¿Ah?
Es imposible. Es un vecino problemático.
Ok, entonces nada más corta el árbol de su propiedad aquí, corta una línea recta, dice la...
Nosotros hicimos una sola vez y el día de a mi esposo.
¿Está corto?
Sí, el día es...
Entonces tú me llamas a la policía.
Entonces no...
Tú coges un, ¿cómo se llama esta cosa?
Restraining order.
A restraining order. How do you say in Spanish?
Restricción. La restricción.
La casa donde nosotros vivimos es por la 196 Terrace. La casa al frente de
Sí, yo
nosotros
entiendo,
no
perfecto.
tiene casas
Yo entiendo,
frente a
pero
frente.
el board no puede hacer nada con
Porque nosotros no podemos hacer nada.
nosotros, por la verdad, con pena, porque nosotros queremos hacer algo, pero
Hace un
no hay.
año estoy haciendo una petición a la asociación y es donde nosotros vivimos, al frente no hay casas frente a frente. Entonces, esa cuadra, los muchachos la cogen para hacer carreras de carros. Aparte de que car racing.
Ahí me llama la policía, señor.
Estoy cansada, tengo 2 reportes de policía que yo las he traído aquí. 2 reportes de policía las he traído.
We need a speed bump.
Esa petición la tengo de que si me pueden poner.
Speed bump.
Where?
It's a- 83 and 196 there, somewhere over there.
Write down, what do you want? Give me the address of your house so
8339.
we can go and drive by and we can see. What?
8339 Northwest 196 there.
196 Terrace. Okay, we'll go to it.
Okay, next one.
Permiso, discúlpeme que ahorita me alteré un poquito porque es que estoy eso. Pero necesito saber porque él es mi vecino y llevo casi 20 años viviendo ahí y nunca he tenido problemas y todo lo hago sobre la ley. Ustedes son de, porque como uno llegó y no se presentaron, más o menos yo vengo pero no lo conoce. Él, por ejemplo, trabajo a su hija para que le tradujera, yo no traje la mía. Mi vecino de que es del board de aquí, él es de la asociación que acaban de cambiarse nuevo, ¿no?
Presidente.
De ahora, pasando enero. Usted, Richard, que creo que se llama.
Treasurer Wolf.
¿De qué? De...
El tesorero.
Ok. ¿Y tu vecino? El presidente.
Vicepresidente.
Y el presidente Ernesto.
No,
Se fue. Ah, entonces mi vecino es vicepresidente. Entonces de acuerdo, perfecto. Ya, porque quería saber, porque como vengo aquí para nunca
Y ella es la secretaria.
Nunca he tenido problema aquí, gracias a Dios, pero eso le llegó a mis vecinos. En realidad, sí, le llegó a mi vecino, pero en realidad el pago llegó hace 2 años a mi casa llegó. Y en estos momentos hay un pavo y una pava. Nosotros le echamos comida. Yo tengo míos 4 gatos, que son míos. Pero ahora en estos momentos, cuando yo echo comida, vienen 4 o 5 más. Yo no los puedo matar. Entonces me están pidiendo esa casa. Un pavo real.
I could not differentiate the address, so I sent one to each, figuring whoever didn't do it would call and say, hey, it wasn't me, and I would take it off. But it's in the middle of the house, I couldn't tell who it was, I'm not gonna send it to
Bueno, a mi casa no ha
oye, porque tengo que ver yo más con
So if it's
eso
not her,
que
then it's her
ellos.
neighbors and we would remove
Quiero
it.
saber qué es lo que pasa, cuál es el problema. Yo nunca he tenido problema con la asociación
There's
hasta
a
ahora.
goal and you're feeding them with, you're not supposed to feed wild animals. That's just the thing.
She's not feeding the wild animals.
No, yeah,
She's feeding her cats.
Her cats are outside, almost making the bowl.
But the bowl is gonna attract the wild
Los
animals.
gatos que tú tienes, es decir, va a ser gatos de adentro de la casa, no a gatos de afuera de la casa. Los animales en el barrio no pueden pasar afuera sin collar, ¿no? Tú sabes montar gatos porque mi hermana...
Los míos, por ejemplo, están operados. Yo los operé, yo me gasté dinero en los
Los
operé.
gatos, dar comida adentro de la casa y guardar los gatos adentro de la casa con ¿cómo se llama? Los cocidos de ellos, cagar adentro. O llevar afuera su patio, no cuando tú estás con ellos, pero no puedes dejar los gatos afuera solo. Y lo
Y los demás que no son míos, ¿qué les hago? Los mato. Los otros gatos que no son míos, que vienen a comer.
No da comida.
Y yo no le doy comida a los míos, en mi portal,
No da comida.
en mi propiedad, no le puedo dar comida.
Ni en su propiedad, ni en otra propiedad. Ellos son animales, ¿cómo se llama? Muy bonitos, pero son salvajes.
Ok.
Salvajes.
Y hay 1 millón aquí. No importa que vaya.
Acá la gente trae animales porque les gustan y los botan a la calle.
Nosotros no hacemos atención.
Yo por lo menos los mando a operar.
Es un
Voy a
vecino
estar con usted a
tuyo que
mandarlos a
viene
operar.
aquí y en
Es
vez
que
de
eso no va a ser el problema.
que le decía a las madres que son, que cuando
No,
va por el
porque
carro,
traen
ellos van
gatos,
atrás de
esos
ellos,
vecinos
¿no?
traen los
Ellos están
gatos,
aquí,
pero
eso
si no
porque
se
manda a la
acogen.
persona ahí para
Bueno.
ver qué pasó.
Ok,
No.
por ejemplo, mis vecinos que llevan años desde que yo llevo ahí, nunca hemos tenido problemas. En ninguno de mis vecinos, porque los de al frente tenían 7, 8 perros.
Pero solamente
y no-
tú no das comida a los animales más y no vas a tener problemas.
Bueno, a los míos les voy a seguir dando, que tenga problemas donde tenga que ir, porque a los míos les voy a seguir
Si
dando.
si tu vecino quiere dar comida, él va a tener los problemas, no tú. Entonces no da comida más y ya. ¿No?
Esa es la solución.
Ya. Yo no da comida, yo encantan los paticos, pero yo no da comida a los patos porque si yo da los patos,
Y entonces,
en
ok, y todos los demás que los patos, bueno, que han matado mucho, y
y
los demás
como un
entonces.
perro, como un
Ok.
perro.
Ay, pero es que eso no tiene solución. Eso no es
Si
solución.
fuera que así como
Eso no fuera solución de los
cogieran a los animales, cogieran a los muchachos que venden droga aquí
Pero si
y
no
se
son
hicieran lo
tuyos.
mismo.
Le estoy diciendo que míos son 4 gatos, los
Sí,
demás.
nada, olvídate su gato. Si no son tuyos, el pico, y no da comida, llama nada.
Y pero ya los tengo, ¿y qué le hago?
Hay una señora que vivía aquí por años, ya se fue. Ella tenía 40 gatos, ¿no? Al frente de la casa. Ella dice, no son míos. No son tuyos. Pero ella ponga comida en todo alrededor de la casa, por los gatos vienen, entonces todos los gatos que están molestando los carros de los vecinos, como rapando los jardines de los, porque ellos cagan donde quieren, ¿no? Entonces, nosotros mandamos a la ciudad ahí, te limpia toda la casa y saca todos los gatos. Nosotros estamos diciendo, no va a comida a los pájaros, y ya.
Ya.
Señora.
Yes. Over a year ago, we received a letter from the association. So we live on the perimeter of 82nd Avenue, wooden fences going all the way down. Repair it. That letter was over a year ago, like you need to repair it around Christmas time. Okay, that's a whole year and a few months going by. What is going to happen with that fence? We was told it was the home association's responsibility at least paint it on the outside. What is happening with the wood fence all along this line here?
All the wooden fences behind your houses belong to you.
We know that, okay, so they've been repaired, and it's been a while. What paint color, who's supposed to be painting the outside? So we were told we're not supposed to be doing that, because it's one color. It was an association responsibility. Last meeting went to association, now of course it's a different manager.
I'm not a manager,
Yeah.
I've been on this board now for 6 years.
I'm just saying, we've been here.
Well, I've
And
never
we
had
were told,
anybody
we
get us
were
that
told,
way.
so the bottom line
I would
is,
love to rip all those
The fences-
fences out and put a wall up, but we can't afford it.
fine, I'm not asking that, I'm just saying.
You can paint it any color that is approved by the board.
That's what I'm saying, so you're gonna have so many,
Yeah,
different colors.
She's on the outside.
Because
We received a letter saying that the association was gonna pay it, now you said you could.
I'm saying,
we
this
pay for it.
changes all the time.
Right.
Yeah, we don't pay for your fence at all.
The ones outside of the.
We don't.
The association painted their whole fence with one color. It has been one color for years until it started deteriorating for years. And they've been repaired and they've been repainted by the association. So now,
That's why, in order to paint your fence, you need to get an architectural control approval. And we're gonna only approve one color to paint the fence. So when your neighbor does his fence, and he gives us an approval for what color he wants to paint it, we're only gonna let him paint it the same
okay, but
color.
we already have several different colors right now.
The fence is outside.
I understand that.
And there's, the fence,
I have a
previous
fence.
fence
I have
was
two
red.
fences.
No, I'm talking when you get out of this complex and you make a left here, there's like a whole
I
strip.
understand.
There's brown fence, there's
But there should be,
red,
there should only be one color.
because they were knocked down.
Because they
and
did-
put them back
yeah,
up.
but and they
So
didn't-
who
and they
is
didn't get
responsible for
approval.
painting all of that wall?
They are. Each person that owns the fence is responsible for paying the fence, and each person should have gotten approval, architectural control form, and filled it out, and gotten approval from the board of what color they could paint their fence. No, and we would have given them one color for the whole row. If they asked for purple, orange, green, and pink, and blue, and fuchsia, we would have said, no, 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 no.
Or red, some type of red.
Well, I wouldn't approve red either. It has
Well,
to
that's
be-
what it is.
It has to be like a natural color. But now everybody that's gonna do their fence, like she fixed her fence already, she
Now
wants,
it's brown.
you wanna paint it, bring it to us, we're gonna pick a color.
Over a year ago, we received that letter. We had the management company come out. He went out with my husband. We showed him, that's before the storm. What is the problem? He said, well, on the outside is our association will be made. Okay,
You wanted
now you're saying
to,
you're wrong.
keep it
Sir,
brown?
Mr. Ryan, there's a letter saying that the association would pay for it. Are we the only ones that got that letter?
Yeah, I don't know, but we're not paying for it. So,
And, okay,
You're
so a simple,
For your lawyer.
you can look at in your bylaws and you can see that you're responsible for your fence on your property.
listen, we don't have a problem. We were just told that before. So now
I understand
we're
that.
coming here to know
Whoever
what
told
we
you-
need to do now. Because we have unpainted and painted fences, different colors.
submit.
And nothing has come out to us on a letter saying, okay, you all need to get a approval and get a color. Nobody
Well,
ever says.
I'm telling you right now, so you know. It's all you need to do is submit the ACC form, the color you'd like to paint the fence, and we're gonna write back to you with the color that we're gonna tell you that.
Yeah, so why don't we just ask for what's the color?
What?
It gotta be one color.
Because you just asked for it
I'm
now,
just saying,
I've never heard about this
request it
before.
though.
And I've been on this board for 6 years, and you said this happened a couple
We
years ago.
had a management company literally come
I don't
out
care, the
with
management company doesn't make
us.
these decisions. The
Because we
management.
came to association meeting and that's
But
when
they're
they
narrow
offered to come out, is what I'm
Our
saying.
agent cannot tell you anything that goes against the bylaws. They can't do it. If they did, they made a mistake, and you can go sue them.
Is there somewhere in the bylaws also? Is there somewhere in the
Sue
bylaws?
them, go ahead.
Is there somewhere in the bylaws also said about accordions, when they need to be open and not open? Is there a page in the bylaws?
You can, and during the storm, you can close your accordions, and after the storm, you need to open them up.
There's a page in the bylaws.
Yes.
Because I was told that.
You can pull it up on the computer and read it.
Also.
Why, you want to keep them closed?
No, mine is open, but I did receive a letter, we had a couple of them closed. And what I'm saying, I keep that's not the problem. The problem is, okay, like over a year we've been dealing with the fence. We get 2 different stories, okay, so I open my accordion, but I look in the neighborhoods and I see abandoned houses, I see townhomes that's disgusting, and it almost seems like me and my neighbors who are really trying hard to keep our homes up are the ones that are getting letters. And when we try to respond and do something,
Love you.
Just know that when I go through, I do not discriminate. So if I see a house,
Those abandoned houses.
everyone gets a letter. If I see it, I'm getting a letter.
I know, so you're saying for a year or two, people can just sit and have the same problems and nothing get
Unfortunately,
done?
I can't
'Cause I've
speak
seen
to
how
what
much
that
they're
previous
saying.
management company did. I can only speak to what I'm
We've
doing.
cleaned those houses that you see.
So you're saying something has been done,
They
at least for
have
things that
thousands of
who are
dollars
out of
worth of
compliance.
liens against them.
Okay, that's what I see.
But we cannot actually kick the people out of the neighborhood. We can foreclose on their house, but the banks usually have a mortgage, and the banks have priority on those houses. So if we foreclose on the house, the people just sit there, and then they don't pay their mortgage payment either. And then until the bank finally forecloses, so then we can get our money from the bank, but we don't even get all of it. They pay us like a year's worth, because that's the law.
I think that's my question. I know we try really hard to keep our house up, but we see for years, things are going on.
Yeah, I received the book for the payment on November the 11th. My payment was on November the 1st. Used to be 128, but it was an increase of 67 cents. No, I'm talking about the increase.
I talked to the bookkeeper just yesterday about the same thing, and I told her, anybody that calls and complains about the 67 cents, just give them a credit, and
Well, what happened is, this is open something. When I move over here.
They sent me one, they sent me a letter, I owe $2.
I got that one too. Yeah, you told me, yeah, you told me that. I received the letter, this one, but
how much you owe?
it's not that much. It's just $5 with 36 cents.
Oh, I only owe $2.01.
But what happened is,
But I told her.
I have a credit since I moved over here when I bought my property for $397. I sent the email to the management company, the management no, the one in Miramar, and sorry, in Coral Springs. I sent like 9 emails with all my payments without missing one, and also a copy of my balance, positive balance on my account that 2 management company back disappeared. A gentleman called me, I have his name, he told me, you know what? You own us $397. And I say, no, the opposite. That's my money that is as a credit. They go, you know what, we're gonna get even. So he put the account in 0. Now, I received one of the email, or when I spoke to the person over the phone, because I called several times and leave also voicemail, told me, you missed the payment on February. I sent all the payments, but I didn't receive any email back. They told me that they're gonna answer me back, but no answer.
You are looking.
My name is Ignacio Soto.
And you spoke with Cassandra?
Yes, many times. As a matter of fact,
Very friendly.
I had the conversation
Excuse me,
before also
Cassandra
because my
has
phone
very
recorded the
bad
conversation.
manners.
Yes.
Really bad.
So you know what? You sent me 9 emails, but I didn't have time to read it. I say, well, guess what? From the I have proof. I have all my payments.
What's your address? And
one by one in black and white. Since I
She
moved
will
here.
take your address.
What's your address?
19600 Northwest 84th Avenue, Hialeah, Florida. 015.
Mrs. How much do they say? $5?
Yeah, but now find out that he said that I skipped one of my payments.
I'll look into it and
And
find
I
out.
have a credit of $397 that I have the paper. I sent it to her too.
Okay, I'll look into it and find out.
The other thing is the blasting. I know it's gonna be another meeting, but my driveway is sink because of that. I've been replacing my roof twice already because of the blasting. The wood have been separated twice. I just did it. I asked Ernesto and the association for the permit. They gave it to me. I did a new roof, but it's still. So they sent me a letter. She sent me a letter that I have to redone my driveway. I called several companies.
Extension given.
Yeah, I called different companies. They told me, you know what? We can do it to you, but we don't even give you 1 month of warranty because the rinker, everything's gonna sink back again. If you go all the property that we have around, everybody, you do the driveway now, and a year, it's already messed up. So why to spend $12,000 or $13,000 in something that next year I have to fix it again? So I spoke to somebody over the phone and said, if you, in black and white, telling me that I'm gonna do it according to Miami-Dade County it's gonna be approved by them, and if you sink, you pay for it, because
Right, but
I can't.
I remember I emailed you guys and said I was no longer gonna violate for the driveways until the blasting situation was taken
The
care of.
blasting
And you guys
yesterday,
approved
it was longer than ever before. I got 2 little girls, and they cry every time they feel the check.
So I did the violations without knowing about the blasting.
They
When it was
cry.
brought to
My little
attention, I
girl
believe it was
crying.
you.
My wife, she have video crying.
I believe it was you
11
that brought it to my
o'clock,
attention.
11,
I don't
between
know.
11 and 11:03, boom, that is earthquake. So, you know, I've been here since 2001. My property is super because when I move over here, they have the plumbing is by plastic, by the company Quest. One of the pipe on the second floor blast. It was a total loss in the house, so I have to redone the entire property completely inside. So my house is brand new inside. So outside I can't do anything because if I fix it,
I
it'll be
hear
simple.
that when they're beginning to build the mall, they have to stop the blast.
Well, the primary engineer for that mall is a friend of mine. She lives in Miami Lake. And she say they have been fighting and they couldn't. Because what happened is they made an arrangement with the county ahead of time before when they didn't gonna allow anybody to build in this area.
Yeah, but I believe when they start building the mall, they have
I
to
hope
stop.
so. That's what I'm telling her. That's what I'm telling her. And she say that they have been trying and nothing coming to it. So please, if you see something for my driveway,
Oh,
give me the
no,
sign.
no more. The thing is, when I came in, I didn't know about the blasting. You
Do
made
you
me
have an email that
aware.
I can fax you? All my payments since I moved over here.
I
And
didn't
with the
email,
credit also, so you
I'm
can-
looking, because I can pull up the previous management company and see.
Yeah, it
what-
was a guy. I got his name and I have the papers and everything.
Okay, who's next?
Okay, let's,
The guy said,
Stacy
you know
over
what?
there? You're fine.
Let's make it even.
Okay.
Let's see what
With regards to the payments, the 128,
I'll pull a previous.
can you just make a blanket for
No, this
everybody, you know,
one, the
that,
previous one.
Yeah, it's 28.
yeah, 128, doesn't-
95.
Yeah, that's right, it's 128.
Wow.
yeah, but they said it's 128, 67.
No, 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 no.
My monkey. The same.
And you just tell them to wipe it out for everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
We have done that.
Each year, I pay.
We pay, we continue to pay the 67.
167.
Well, I never did because I was told people that
It's okay. You don't have to pay money for that. It's okay, don't worry.
automatically is going to take care of it.
Don't worry about it.
The driveway.
I have the same issue. So I don't do it anymore. No one gets violations.
I
So
received
that one you're fine.
a
Don't
letter
worry.
saying that I am doing with one payment.
Yeah.
I am okay with payments, and I talked to Sydney, I don't know who is Sydney.
That's her,
Yeah, I talked to you, and because you used to send a regular letter indicating that you are informed in default with the payments. And when I talked to you by phone, you asked me to send you by mail all my scanned payments. I did it, and I haven't get any response. And a couple of days or 2 days ago, I received a new letter indicating that I had to pay again the late payment.
Give me the address again.
8365.
That's
8365 Northwest 197 Terrace.
This is also the payments.
Yes. And I sent you my mail or
Yep, I have your email.
Okay.
I'll look into it myself.
Okay.
And also my driveway needs to be covered with
Any driveway ones I did prior to speaking with him, you can negate. Don't worry about any of the driveway repairs until the blasting is done.
Okay.
Per the board.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sí. El asunto es que me están poniendo ley fee.
Tranquilo,
Ya,
tranquilo.
ok.
Tranquilo, ahora español.
Me están poniendo ley fee.
¿De qué mes?
De febrero de este mes. O sea, para el mes que viene, ya yo lo pagué para no tener más problemas con la señora Cassandra. Porque
No, Cassandra ya no está en la sociedad, ella no la más.
yo acabo de hablar hoy por teléfono y mi hija también. Y eso fue algo bien, vaya, súper asqueroso, porque no tiene lo que
Es que ella ya no es la manager de aquí.
Pero eso fue hoy a las 5 de la tarde.
Eso ya no es la manager.
Bien, gracias.
Oh, Cassandra. Ay, yo entendí Sandra. Cassandra es la secretaria de ella.
Bueno, Cassandra fue súper nasty.
Ok.
Súper nasty. yo le estoy tratando de explicar que si yo, estos son algunos de los emails que hemos intercambiado, que si aquí reciben el día 6, y si yo no tengo culpa que si el banco les paga el día 13, el día 12, el día 11, yo lo mandé en tiempo, ¿por qué tengo que pagar un fee? Ella me dice que entonces, que fue cuando que yo lo mandé al banco porque ellos no ponen ese recibo. Yo le mando fotos de un montón para atrás, de otros. Y entonces dice que ella no sabe quién estampa porque la oficina de ella no hace eso. Tiene el problema, que lo hace. Yo lo estoy mandando el día primero de cada mes.
Ok, y este representante nos dio.
No, eso es lo que yo saco. La foto del banco, se lo mando a ella, ella me dice, no importa, esto tienes que pagar el banco. Sí, todo
So if you send it directly.
ese problema empezó en este mes, en febrero. Yo nunca he fallado un pago. Nosotros mandamos el 20 tanto de cada mes.
Pero esto el banco lo hace automáticamente.
No, yo se lo mando a la dirección con el yo lo mando al board.
El banco ya ellos cobraron al banco esta fecha.
Si eso tiene puesto ese puño ahí y ellos lo pasan electrónico, eso lo tiene que poner la oficina, no el banco. Yo llamo a mi banco y dice mi banco, ellos cobran electrónico. ¿Cómo crees que yo te voy a poner un estampa si esa mujer se me ha puesto?
They are charging fees for that.
No, what happened was he sent it to the office. The office does not process payments, and I apologize for Cassandra because no one is allowed to speak to you anyway, other than with respect. So he sent it to the office. The front desk is going to open that check, say, oh, it's a payment. Stamp it that it was received at the office. We do not process payments. Put it in an envelope and send it to the bank.
But in the check, that's address.
Señora, yo hablo para la bookkeeper de la compañía de management hoy mismo.
Sí.
Y yo dijiste a ella que toda la gente que ellos tengo late payment, no fees por noviembre, diciembre, enero y febrero, que antes está pagando normal, que no son atrasados $1,000,000, no, que sácalo, yo ya dijiste a ellos, la orden de hoy, que saca todo este late fee.
But we're gonna get reimbursed because I had the same problem. 2 months.
No, they have.
They didn't submit my
yo da orden.
But today, pay the fee. Today,
I pay.
Pay the fee. Yeah, because they don't let you.
Ellos necesitan.
Okay.
No hay problema con eso.
Ellos necesitan darte, yo desde un crédito por todo este dinero. Ellos me mandan la mes que viene un statement que dice que tú tengo crédito de tanto cantidad y tú sacas esta cantidad de su cheque por la próxima
Hoy
mes.
yo hice también el AutoPay,
Yo
pagar automático.
Todos
los días.
Y 8
Sí, ella sabe, yo le pedí a ella el teléfono de su jefe, email, y me dice que tenía que enviarle a ella para ella pasarlo. Yo le dije, sí, te voy a mandar a ti una queja tuya, no la vas a pasar.
Ya le dije.
Mira,
es la razón, no tengo para quejar.
Su dirección.
Good minutes.
Okay, what's
I issued a letter for my
I need your address.
room carpet
I
in my
need your
room
address.
for the management company. And still, I didn't get the bill of the claim for my roof. My roof leaking after my hurricane. Somebody tell me, still this company, United Company, is the name of the management company?
Yes.
Sí, de manager.
Still in the middle of the claim for my roof.
No, this is 8207 Low West.
When you submitted the paperwork for your roof?
Because I have a claim.
Okay.
My roof is leaking after Hurricane Katrina. Okay, I received a picture, a letter from the management company saying, no, it's a no violation. Y como tal, I am in the middle of my claim with the insurance company.
Just send her an email, let her know that that's an hour. Yeah, send an email, I have the same issue. Because I got a
Call the office. Call the office. What's your address? I'll take care of it. 83.
Sigue pagando la vieja compañía.
Can't you just give him the email address, a piece of paper, so he didn't have to call the office?
Para ya,
I'm gonna take care of it.
auto pay y todo.
Okay, so you have your insurance
No
claim.
te preocupes.
I'll take care of it.
Ya yo
Okay, folks, is there anyone else has, please?
Ok. Hace alrededor de 3 semanas recibí una carta diciendo que le debo a la asociación 954. Aquí están todos los pagos que de hecho que se los presenté aquí al señor hace 2 semanas ya. Llamé a la famosa Cassandra. La Cassandra me dice, le digo, mira, yo estaba mandando la dirección. Yo no tengo esa dirección. Así de esa forma. La vuelvo a llamar, le pido el email para mandarle toda la información. Le mando la información, ella no ha recibido información ninguna. No le interesa nada.
She could have a lien on the house from before, we don't know.
What's the address I can find out?
What, su dirección?
8240 Norway 201.
8240 Norway.
201.
Huh?
Oh, that was
201st Street.
8240 Northwest 201st Street.
Llamo a la famosa asociación esa de ustedes, pregunto por la señorita, nadie la conoce a mí. La única que conocen es a la Cassandra, que no resuelve ningún problema.
8240 Northwest 281st Street. And it's a payment issue?
Yeah, here's all our payments from last September through.
I can pull it up. I don't know. I'll pull it up.
Ella va a buscarla.
Sí, pero espero que haya alguna respuesta porque ya llevo en esto 3 semanas viniendo aquí, trayendo los papeles, hablando con Cassandra y eso, y me siguen llegando más cartas a mi casa diciendo que debo esa cantidad de dinero. Entonces no creo
¿En
que...
3 semanas cuánto cartas mandó?
3 cartas me han llegado.
¿En 3 semanas?
En 3
Well, you gotta stop that.
3 semanas me han
She
llegado.
says
3 weeks diciendo que debo
in 3
one letter for...
They sent her 3 letters that she, maybe that's a scam. That they sent her 3 letters in 3 weeks that she owes
No, it can be a scam because when I enter in the association management, he say I owe that money. It can be a scam.
And why would they send 3 letters in 3 weeks? No, you may get a letter a month. If they're getting 3 letters, they're doing something wrong, for sure.
No, but he's doing
We'll
something
figure
wrong
it
for
out.
sure because how you can send a letter after 9 months to somebody or 7 months to somebody like they owe them.
Right, but we're a new management company. We can't speak to, but we can't speak to what the previous management company didn't do. So when we get the information as the new management company, we're gonna run the numbers, and if we see something is off, we're gonna send you a letter. It's not that we waited 9 months.
Yeah,
We've only been a part of
you
it.
guys getting money from me from 3 months, past 3 months or 5
Right,
months.
but-
Because this problem is not the last 4 months. They say I not pay
Yo creo que sí se
like
le
in September,
Y ya tenemos-
August,
tiene el
July,
requisito de
the
pago.
month, the
Right.
last 4
Tiene el
months,
requisito de
you
pago.
guys get the money from me. The problem is
Well,
for your fault.
then you have to send proof of before.
Right, and that's the thing is we don't get the information from the previous management company the minute
Why
we
you
start.
pay for a month after to
But-
send this paper?
But what I'm trying to explain to you is we started in November. They just sent that information to us. So what we were sending to you originally was only from our point going forward. Yeah, so if you paid November, December, January, February with us, you're fine with us. They're going to now send the information from previous. It takes them sometimes 3, 4, 5 months to get us any information. So what we're sending you originally is all that we know. Now that they've sent us, they say, oh, she owed us money. We didn't know. So now they send it to us, we're like, okay, let's look and see. Okay, now we're gonna send you a letter saying, this is the information that we just got. Saying that back when they were managing, you owed money then. Now it's become known to us, we're gonna have to let you be aware that this is the money that's showing owed. But in the beginning, we had nothing. So as far as we were concerned, you didn't owe anything, you were paying on time, you're fine. Then 3 months later, when we get the information from the previous management company, you're not the only one. There's lots of people that we got that information, they're like, they missed the payment here, and they never sent you a letter, or they never sent back that letter.
We made a decision.
I'm gonna pull the records, I'm gonna pull the records and go through it. I can't tell you until I look at it.
to her?
We're not pending it, we like.
Okay, that's one thing,
I already made this, we made a decision about that.
On a red fence.
We have a, here's not red, it's wood, right? It is, we want natural wood.
Did they go through violations already?
It's already red.
But
They're talking about it.
we make all
No,
the fixtures,
violations.
we make all natural wood.
Yeah.
Yes. What was your question?
Pero
I came late. I came late. Do I have any violations?
Before we
What's your
adjourn,
8230.
Sydney,
One second. 8230.
Northwest, 199th Street. I sent you an email with the pictures of the, what was it, from the room?
Oh, then yeah, I would have pulled those out, but I'll double check. And I should have it, you sent me an email, then I have it, and I'll respond to it, but yeah.
Is there any more? It's my
I will look and
question.
see.
okay, Sydney, that's one more question I have for you. In reference to the grievance committee, there's a lady here that I sent her the email.
Okay.
She's, I think the third one that needs to be a.
Right, but we had 3 and we had to get rid of 1.
Then don't.
No.
Oh, you overriding somebody on behalf of me?
No, we lost
They
one.
got rid of that person.
We lost one. We didn't get rid of them, we lost
The
one.
last one, okay. So, she is here.
Okay.
So, do you have a quorum now? You have,
As long as we have 3, I will have to.
I send you her information.
When did you send it to me? Because unfortunately.
Last week? Monday?
Doesn't understand that. I'm always behind in my emails, always. So the best way is to call me. If I don't respond, it means that I have not had the opportunity to look at it. Because remember, I'm out on property
Just put her
all
name,
day.
just put her
Could you
name.
take her information,
Yes.
And
please?
she's on the thing and.
And I will confirm.
Talking about the violations?
I will confirm that we have 3.
Okay.
Is my name there?
Yes.
Okay.
What's
And we got, now we have 3. Okay.
Lonely.
Maybe we have 4. Sydney, I'd like to make a motion, okay, before we finish the meeting. I would like to make a motion that we remove Ernesto from the board as long as he's not in the country. Because I don't want this to happen again. We don't need him on the board if he's not living here, he's not living here. No?
Okay,
And although I really like Ernesto and he did a really good job, and he's going to be mad at me for making this motion.
Okay.
I want to make the motion, we can just vote, we don't have to discuss it, we can just vote. I'd like to make a motion, do I have a second to remove Ernesto from the board?
I second.
When we vote, we'll just vote.
Okay.
3 votes, okay, Ernesto's removed from the board.
Okay. This guy, he's willing to join the board.
I would make a motion that we let him join the board, no?
But the person,
Yeah.
he was president of the board.
We just
Not
need
that
to, she needs to make sure that he's up to date on his dues.
I do.
Now I'm just trying to figure out what the person who's gonna replace her as a board is out of the country. It's just a board.
Yeah, it's not just, it's still the house.
Yeah, he doesn't. So what you're talking about, but it makes sense.
Right, but this is not, this is one of my
We're making a decision. We're gonna leave all the fences natural. We're not making any color.
So then I don't even have this. This is not,
Okay.
I'll double check.
I know.
We are going to
Él, yo creo, antes que...
Yeah, unfortunately. it's a-
Did she have this?
No.
No? Well, we should give it to her.
Can I have your email? Because I think they are paying to the other association. So I am gonna write to the
So you have this to her?
No, only to us.
Just email me and I will. we'll check and make sure that everything is up to date, just be aware.
Okay.
Okay, as long as you're up to date, it'll start,
But I give her a
it won't
copy.
start next month, you're already past the time, it'll start in April, as long as you get it. So you still have to.
So she has it
But
on
I'll explain
notice
everything to
that
you once you send it to me.
I give her a copy.
Oh my God, how?
Can I have a copy, please? I want to read it. I have it.
It should be closed down, it shouldn't show me.
My copy.
Unless you get other people in your bank. Yes, I did. Then you need to call your bank and have your bank cancel it. So if you've got an auto pay
I make
set
a
up for
motion
your
to adjourn the
bank,
meeting.
then you need to, what time is it?
All in favor? Yeah.